Welcome back to Tune Into Tarot, and today we will be going through the April 2021 tarot forecast for Sagittarius. So any sun, moon, or rising sign in Sagittarius can tune into this reading and it should be relevant for you. Hopefully it resonates. Just as a reminder, please like this video and share it with any of your Saggy friends and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. So to get started with the first week of the month, we've got the Magician card in the reversed position, and this talks about how we may be lacking some manifesting abilities this month. I see it as an indication that we are pursuing a path that seems to be running into a lot of roadblocks and hindrances from spirit, from the universe, and we're just having very slow progress in what we're trying to create. And it's interesting to see in the Magician card how it contains all four suits of the tarot. You have the Pentacle, the Cup, the Sword, and the Wand. So you have unlimited potential with this card. And in the upright position, you can easily manifest what you want. But in the reverse position, you're struggling to create and you're struggling to manifest. And I'm seeing it as an indication that we may need to rework or just take a look at the why behind our mission. You know, why are we doing what we're doing? Why are we on the mission we're on? Who are we serving? And what gifts, talents, and abilities are we utilizing in order to achieve what we want? I'm kind of seeing as a message that's coming out here is that the path that we're on currently is only utilizing one or two of our gifts. And it's like this small fraction of us. And if we're able to sort of redirect our path, then we can find something that allows us to tap into more of a wider breadth of our knowledge. And we'll be able to utilize more of our gifts, talents, and abilities that are not being implemented on this current kind of trajectory. When we're able to tap into a wider breadth of our gifts and utilize that for, as part of our mission and our destiny, I think we'll be able to reach a much wider audience and we'll be able to serve humanity in a much more impactful way. So there are some things that need to be looked at here in the first week as far as this current path that you're walking in, because you're running into these blocks and hindrances and challenges from the universe right now. I think it's not just simply a matter of you not believing in yourself or you not feeling empowered to pursue what you want and achieve. I think it's more that there's a signal coming through that we need to redirect in order to walk the path of our highest destiny. And sometimes that's hard to come to terms with because we may have put a lot of kind of blood, sweat, and tears and time into pursuing our current path, and to look at it and accept that this is not actually truly right for us anymore, and kind of changing that, redirecting, having a course correction here can be a tough pill to swallow. And I see that coming through with the Five of Cups, where you kind of are going through an emotional process of sadness, grief, disappointment, and failure, a sense of failure almost. But the good thing about this card is if you see in the background, there is a bridge that's crossing this river here over to the other side. And there's a castle in the background. And that castle is indicating a brighter future. It's indicating a future with security and I would think financial security, and just more happiness in general, where you come into your power and you're able to, I think, manifest much more effectively and efficiently. So if you can come to terms with leaving behind this path that you've been walking for quite some time and redirect that path into something that's more fulfilling, onto a path that you're able to utilize more of you, more of your gifts, talents, and abilities, I think that will allow you to serve humanity in a much more expansive way. And that's sort of the message that's coming through here for you, Sag. Now, the third week we have the Ace of Wands reversed. And this is another indication that the universe is kind of giving you a thumbs down. You can see that there is an actual thumb there coming out of the cloud. That's from the universe giving you a thumbs down. So I think you've been running into this indication or this message that, next kind of deal. That's what's coming through with the Ace of Wands. So the Wands has to do with creativity and artistic expression. And so you may have found that some of your artistic pursuits or creative pursuits have not been able to root very strongly or grow and expand. And so this is a good time to, it's sort of like an exploratory time where you can look at your gifts, talents, and abilities and how you can use them in a more maximized, like where you can maximize the use of your gifts. Because like I said, I think on the path that you've been walking, you're only using a small fraction of your gifts, and there's a way to utilize a much wider breadth of your knowledge in a much more impactful way. And so this is an exploratory phase where you're looking at kind of this door that's closing, or that you're closing the door on this one path, a trajectory that you were on, and then you're seeing all these other doors and options and limitless potential. But it's a frustrating process because you're not sure which door to open. And you don't want to wait for a door to open for you. You actually want to go to that door and open it and take a peek and see, what does that world entail, and what does that feel like? Step into it and really feel into it, and get a sense of if that's something that resonates with you and aligns with you, where you're going, and aligns with just who you are as an individual. And if it does, then pursue it more. Continue to investigate that. If it doesn't resonate, step out of that and open another door. But you'll definitely know if it feels right, and there'll be like this natural momentum that builds. And so you're kind of in this exploratory investigative process right now where you're seeing how you can tap into a greater breadth of your gifts, talents, and abilities, so you can use that wisdom to help others. The other thing with this card that I wanted to mention, I think I already mentioned the palette thing, because I was getting this visual of like an artist's palette. And so on this original path that you were on, you're only using one or two of those colors, but you have 6, 8, 12 colors on the other side of the palette that you haven't been painting with. And so this is part of that process where you're sort of investigating and playing with the other colors on the palette to create the vision that you want. And I think if you kind of remain curious, have this kind of curiosity mindset, that you'll be able to tap into something truly impactful and helpful for you going forward. In the last week of the month, we've got the Six of Swords, and this is a card of transition. You're transitioning out of a situation that was not supporting you. It can even sometimes be a situation that feels controlling or limiting or constraining or restrictive. And you're moving into a situation that's much more supportive and expansive. And I'm kind of getting, and often the word calm comes with this card. It's like you're moving into a calmer space. So while you might feel kind of emotional and confused and frustrated in kind of the letting go or the closing of one door, the doors that begin to open or that you investigate will lead you to a much more supportive space where, again, you'll be able to manifest on a much bigger scale, I feel, and just much more effectively and efficiently. And I think ultimately that's where you're heading. But you do have to process some emotions around letting go of one phase of your life, or letting go of one kind of letting go of a previous mindset and shifting into a new mindset. But you're heading there and you'll get there, but it is going to be a process of, processing your emotions and kind of investigating and exploring your options. Another thing I saw with the Ace of Wands reversed is that this might be hidden talents that you don't even know that you have. And so it's a good time to try some new activities, new artistic pursuits that you've maybe never dealt with or delved into before, because you might find that you're very skilled at certain artistic expressions or creative pursuits that you've never explored before. So yeah, just kind of dig in, get your hands dirty, get some paint on your hands and your clothes, I guess. And I think you will find this to be a very insightful, pivotal month for you as far as discovering where you're heading after April concludes. So with that being said, please comment below with any transitions you might be going through right now and sort of how this month plays out for you and what discoveries you make along the way. I would love to hear from you. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with any Sagittarians you know. And I will talk to you next month. Have a good one, Sag.